Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Look what I got. Huh? Look at that. F-150 Lariat. Did I trade my Tundra? Maybe. I guess we'll find out here in a minute. Okay, I want to give you all an overview of the truck. It's a 2018 Ford F-150 Lariat. You can see right here the big Ford emblem on the front, the new headlights. Walk around the side. You can see the Lariat right here. Lights in the mirrors, blinkers. There are a few things about this truck that I do like better than the Tundra, and we'll get into that in a minute. It is a 4x4. It does have the little window in the back. And there is one thing I really like about it a lot better than the Tundra. As you can see, here's the back end. It does have the backup camera, of course. Watch this. I hit that button and the tailgate drops. Now the Tundra has shocks in the tailgate and this one does not. If you get the upgraded version of this, sorry, there's a beep going on over there, but you get the upgrade of this, it'll actually drop the tailgate for you. My buddy has one of them in like a platinum edition, but this one does not do that. It does have the liner in it, but it does have that. And when you lock the truck, it automatically locks the tailgate, which is pretty awesome. So we come around to this side, there's the wheels. It still does have the entry here, and it does have touch entry on the door, which is awesome. You don't have to get your keys out and unlock it or hit a fob or nothing like that. You walk up, hit this button, and it unlocks and you get in the vehicle. So as you can see here, here's the new doors. Has the little handle here that you pull instead of a handle down here, so when you reach up to grab the door handle, you just hit the handle right there. All your window and mirror buttons are right here, and then your memory seats and locks are right here. So let's get up in the truck. Actually, first I'll show you, it does have gray leather interior. It does have the nice steering wheel, but we'll get into that in a minute. Let me show you the back side of it. So in the back, you can see how big this is. It is enormous back here. It does have 2 USB ports, plus a cigarette lighter and some cup holders. Now you got this big bench seat, and in the bench seat, you have an armrest with some cup holders right there as well. Sorry I didn't clean it up on the inside. I cleaned the outside a little bit. You got your little, I think these little headrests look like the little robots that were on Star Wars, the Clone Wars. But there's the inside of it. So let's get up front. Okay, so as you can see here, one great thing about this, it is touch to start. I wish the Tundra had touch to start. I really like that. You don't have to get your keys out of your pocket or anything like that. You just touch it and it starts. Here's your steering wheel. You have all your controls, of course, that you have in your normal steering wheels. Your dash lights up there, you can see. Now this is the 5.0 V8. The EcoBoost, you know I am highly against the EcoBoost. Here's your headlight controls and stuff like that. Your park and brake now has a pull button and a push button. Your pedals are here. Telescopic steering wheel right here. You also have your volume knobs for your radio and all that. Let's start the truck up. So you have to push the brake in and then hit this button. It lights up green, and when you let off, you know, it goes off, but when you hit the brake, it actually lights up till you can start it. Hit that, and it starts right up. Here's everything. I guess it needs an oil change. There you go. There's everything. Your whole dash, all your controls and everything like that. Here's your radio. Does have your traction control up here and your hazards. Down here it has 2 more USB ports, another adapter, and then a little tray down here. There's also a little compartment right here, and here you have another adapter. And then up here you have a sunglass holder, which does appear to probably be big enough to actually hold a pair of sunglasses, unlike the Tundra. Then you have your back glass that rolls down, or not rolls down, but goes over sideways. And this is the button that controls that. And then you have some lights up here also. In your mirrors, you have the lights, of course, for the Vandy mirrors. And on the passenger side, you also have Vandy lights as well. So you do have a little bit of faux wood grain in there. And then, not a very big glove box, but it does have some storage up here. They keep the owner's manual and stuff like that. There's the other door. And then the center here does fold down. If I can get it to do it. Okay, this little center seat here does fold down. There's a button right here that you push and it folds down. Let me set the camera down for just a second. I had to use two hands. It folds down. There's some cup holders here. There's a big console here. And then it folds right back up like so. There's a lot of room in this. I've always liked the room in the F-150s. That little mirror right there, I trust that mirror with my life. And that one over there too. I fully trust those little mirrors. I love those little mirrors, but the Tundra did not have them. And then of course you have your 4-wheel drive selector here. And then you can touch stuff, shows your temperature controls, your phone, your apps, different settings, and then back to your audio. We're not going through all that stuff, but it does have all that. So let's take this thing down the road and see what I like about it and don't like about it. Here's your light switches up here. I just wanted to show that to you. All those controls are up there. I do want to show you something before we really get out on the road. This thing has a 10-speed transmission. 10 speeds. That's pretty amazing, actually. So we're fixing to get on the road here. I'm gonna turn the camera back towards me. We'll talk a little bit while we're driving. Okay, something that is kind of weird that just happened that I'm pretty sure is supposed to happen. When I stopped this truck, it just cut off. And then when I let off the gas, it started right back up and we took off. I'm assuming that's for gas saving, but that's a little freaky and I don't like my truck stopping, especially F-150s, because we all know the experience that I've had with F-150s and it's not been good. So when they cut off, it freaks me out a little bit. But it started right back up, we took off. I didn't push any buttons or anything like that. It just fixed itself, took off. So I'm assuming it does that for gas purposes. That's what we're gonna say. As far as power, it does not have the power that the Tundra has. The 5.7 Tundra Platinum has more power than this truck, or at least it feels like it. This truck is lighter. The Tundra still feels like it has more power and torque than this 5.0 2018 F-150 does. As far as the steering goes, the steering is tighter than the Tundras. I know I'm kind of comparing this to the Tundra. My other F-150s I had, this is pretty much par with them. The 5.0 in this feels like my 5.0 did. Of course, the EcoBoost had a lot more horsepower, or it felt like a lot more, because of the turbos than the 5.0 does. I still stand behind that. I think the EcoBoost feels like it's got more than the Tundra does. But, you know, if I was going to, you know, get another F-150, it would definitely be the 5.0. As you all can probably tell by now, this is not my truck. I still have the Tundra. I have no intentions of getting rid of the Tundra. This is actually a lease vehicle not lease, it's actually a loaner vehicle for my daughter's boyfriend. He wrecked his truck and this is his loaner truck, and he's nice enough to let me do a review on it. So sorry about the clickbait at the front, but y'all knew I didn't trade my Tundra, come on. But this is right on par with the other ones. It is a little tight. The Tundra has the easiest steering that I've ever felt in my life. And this is a little tighter than that. That's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying it's a little bit tighter. It is a full-size truck, but it does weigh less. I mean, it's aluminum, so it does weigh less. Can I tell the weight? No, I can't tell there's that much difference in the weight at all. As far as that goes, the extra 600 pounds or whatever it is lighter than the old trucks, I really can't tell that. It's very negligible in the steering. I mean, it's not noticeable in the steering or anything like that. The power, it feels about the same as my old 5.0 did in my other truck. As far as like the amenities in it, I don't like that it has the column shifter. I think we're past that. I think it's 2018, almost 2019, and I think we're by that, on by that. But, I understand why maybe you would want the column shifter, is maybe, you've got a bunch of people you need to haul in the front seat or something like that. I get it, but I don't like that. I want to tell y'all, I feel a hesitation in it. It's like when I get on it, it hesitates just a little bit. It's like it doesn't know what gear it wants to go into. It's like it stutters a little bit or something. I'm not sure what it's doing, but it feels like it stutters. I've not drove another 2018 besides this one. Maybe that's how it's supposed to feel, but I don't like that. I'm not used to that. My Tundra doesn't do that. None of my other F-150s did that either. But none of my other F-150s cut off when I stopped them. So, it is what it is. I don't know. Maybe that's how it's supposed to be. Maybe that's how the 10-speed transmission goes. I will tell you I'm running about 52 mile an hour in 10th gear at about 1,100 RPMs. That might be the problem. Maybe the 1,100 RPMs is causing it to stutter just a little bit. I don't know. The heater works really well in this truck. I'm dying right now and I can't reach it to turn it down. So it'll run you out of here. I will tell you that. The brakes are about just like the brakes on most of the other trucks. Is my Tundra any better, any worse? I can't really tell a difference. These brakes are a little tighter. Like when I push them, it feels like I'm hitting a wall sooner. But right there again, that little hesitation, I just don't really like that little hesitation at all. So, but it is in 4-wheel drive automatic. Maybe that's part of the problem. I don't know what I'm supposed to keep it in. It has a 2 high, like a 4 automatic, a 4 high, and a 4 low. Maybe the automatic, has that little stutter. I don't know. Like I said, this is the first one I've ever drove. The tech in this truck is way ahead of the Tundra. It's way ahead of it. All this digital readout in the dash, the infotainment system is ahead of it. It's just, the dash is just nicer in this F-150. I mean, there are things I like about this F-150. I'll probably do a 5 things video that I like better about the 2018 F-150 than I do the Tundra. That video will be to come. But this is just my first initial impressions. This is the first time I've ever drove this truck, and or a newer model F-150 than what I had. And, I don't hate it. Would I buy another one? Probably not, just because the experience I had in the past with these. But if it wasn't for that, I really like this truck. I like the look of the F-150. I like the body style of the F-150. I think the F-150 is a very nice truck. But with the experience I've had in the past, I just could not bring myself to buy another one. I do like it has a grab handle right here. My F-150s did not have that grab handle. They did away with that for my body style or my year. I had like a 2012 and a 13, and they did away with that. I like that. I actually put one of them in my Tundra because it did not have it, and they offer an aftermarket. I bought it, and they put it in it. One thing I don't like about this, that I'm sure you can get, it doesn't have a sunroof. I like a sunroof in all my vehicles, and this does not have one. So I would have to put a sunroof in it. So if I was going to buy this truck, I would have got a sunroof in it. But that's just me. Not everybody likes a sunroof. Not everybody wants a sunroof. But, I like a sunroof. How does the truck ride? All right, I want to say, first of all, my Tundra steers easier, but it doesn't have as much body roll. A lot of people say in the Tundra you need a rear sway bar, anti-sway bar. I don't have an anti-sway bar in mine. Mine is just lifted 3 inches. It made it stiffer, in my opinion, and I don't need that. In my opinion, this truck needs that. After driving my Tundra and driving this truck feels like it needs an anti-sway bar in the rear. It feels like when you go into a curve, like I fight it. Like I'm always fighting the steering wheel more than I do in my truck. And I'm not just saying that. I noticed that right off the bat. There's that hesitation again. I don't get what that is. I don't like that. It makes me feel like the transmission is a little weak. Now, I don't know that. It's just that stutter makes me feel like that. And then again, We're in 10th gear running 1500 RPMs. That could have something to do with it. It may be shifting down. It just looks like it's shifting down 1 gear at a time and then jumps right back up 2 gears. It seems to be changing gears quick. I imagine that's the nature of the beast, trying to save the extra gas mileage, but I don't know that. I will tell you in my experience though, that the 5.0s do get better gas mileage than the EcoBoost by about 3 miles a gallon. Or at least that's my experience with my truck, and I drove them both the same. So, you know, it's not different drivers telling you different stories. It's actually the same driver telling you that he got about 3 more miles per gallon better in the 5.0. Now, my 5.0 did have electrical problems. This one apparently does not. It's only got 8,400 miles on it, so who knows? But Evan's not told me anything bad about it, you know, having any glitches or anything, except for that hesitation. He didn't tell me about that either. But the ride quality is just like every other, you know, F-150. The ride quality is very nice. It's not a bad ride. It actually probably rides better than my Tundra. But there again, the Tundra is lifted. I'm gonna turn around right here. The Tundra is lifted, so that is gonna hurt my ride quality. But I have drove stock Tundras. And I think this truck rides better than a stock Tundra. Because there again, you need the anti-sway bar in a stock Tundra. This truck needs that anti-sway bar, but the ride just feels better to me. Now that's to me. To you it may not, but to me, on a stock to stock basis, this truck rides better. And of course, on a lifted to stock basis, this truck's still gonna ride better. That's pretty much my review of this truck. We've went over pretty much everything. I showed you the controls on the steering wheel. I didn't go over all that because most of that is basic stuff. You know, most trucks nowadays, if you own a newer vehicle or looked at a newer vehicle, most of the steering wheel controls and stuff like that are your basic stuff. You have your phone controls, you have your controls for your dash, you have, you know, your radio controls and stuff like that. So I know there was no need for me to go over all the electronic. Right there again, I hit that curve at about 57 miles an hour, and I really felt that truck whip where it had that body roll. And I don't like that. The ride is good as long as it's straight. When you hit a curve, it feels like a stock Tundra to me, like it needs an anti-sway bar. But, you know, some people may not mind that, but I don't like that feeling, and that's why most people with the Tundra put the anti-sway bar on it. But I hope you like this video. That's my review of this truck. I told you how I think it rides. I showed you all over the interior and exterior. You know, showed you the keyless entry where you just touch it, push button start, lockable tailgate. You know, every time you lock the door, you lock the tailgate. That's awesome. You don't have to get your key out. And told you about the mirrors and showed you the seats. So that's pretty much the whole truck. Would I buy, like I said, would I buy another F-150? If I had not had the experience with the ones I have, yes. I love these trucks. They're some of my favorite looking trucks on the road. But you've been bit twice, you don't go back to get bit a third time. So I hope you like this video. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.